Boom, boom, kaboom. It's Noof Nukem in the room. Welcome, everybody, to episode 23 of the Gaming Fuse podcast. This is going to be literally a dynamite show tonight. We got some big topics, and we've got an even bigger panel for you. So without any further ado, let's cut to the chase and get acquainted with everybody again. Welcoming back to the show, my Canadian brother from another mother, Mr. Mental 9R.
What's up, chat? Happy to be here. Looking forward to having a really good time tonight, and along with our guest, it should be a lot of fun. So let's get this started.
Oh, we've got definitely an opinionated group tonight, and there should be some fun topics as well. Can't wait to hear their opinions. Back after a couple of weeks hiatus, but it looks like she can join us tonight. Want to welcome the charismatic, always opinionated, and awesome indie guru, Coolcat Terri.
All right, hello everybody. I hope you're doing fantastic. It's great to be back, and it should definitely be an interesting show tonight. So let's get into it.
I heard in honor of the GTA 6 topic that you were planning to twerk on top of your BMW. Is that correct?
No, I can't do it. It's a soft top.
You'd be the first person to make it work on a soft top and fall through the ceiling. That'd be fucking funny. So, rip it. All right. And making his first time appearance on the Gaming Fuse podcast. But if you know Noof Nukem and you've been around my podcast for any length of time, you're definitely acquainted with our next guest. Glad to finally get him here. God damn, it's been so long. The man is starting to look like Moses. But let's bring him in. The always opinionated and very celebrated community favorite, Cerebral Paul.
Hey, everybody. Hey, welcome. Glad to be here. Let me get this out of the way. Joe Dunmore is in the audience. I haven't been able to do that for like half a year. I haven't done that for like half a year. So yeah.
This is great. This kind of feels like an old school show here. I love it. Love it. Awesome stuff here. The average age in the show right now is about what, 85? Just kidding. All jokes aside, let's get you with the chat real quick. We got some amazing people here tonight. Let's start out with our fantastic chat. As always, Jason Max is in the house. It wouldn't be a Tuesday night special without Doggy Dog 420 barking up the wrong tree. What's up, Doggy Dog? Good to see you, my brother. Timothy Dixon is here. And speaking of Timothy Dixon, he's been courtesy enough to toss us a code for Rise of the Tomb Raider, one of the best action adventure games in the last decade. Definitely a worthwhile addition for any Tomb Raider fan. If you've never played it, you deserve to try it out. And we're giving away a code courtesy him at the end of the show. So stay around for that as we'll have the wheel of names. All right, moving on down the line. Like I said, Cerebral Paul has already mentioned Mr. Joe Dunmore, but we've also got Darko's Dreamers in the building right now. We've got Boss Mod, Lethal Papa. You know, it's going to be a hot show when the Boss Mod himself shows up in the chat with the Banhammer. I don't know if I made him a mod, but he's certainly welcome to do the honors.
I think it's automatic now. Anytime he shows up in the chat, he's automatically got the little wrench next to him. I know. Works out.
he needs like one of those judge shirts, you know, with the little scalpel or whatever it is. You know, you're banned. Yeah, absolutely. We got to get Lethal Papa. He should record that actually for a little show clip, like you're banned. Just like Mortal Kombat or something. We got Jesse Derby in the house. Good to see you, Jesse Derby. We've also got RWK88 hanging out with us as well tonight. Good to see you, my friend. And we got John 907 in the building. And I think we're just about caught up with it. Talos Ray is here as well. There you go. So we got the who's who of fantastic chat supporters. Thank you guys so much for being here. Oh, Coolcat Terry's got the coolest cat ever. That's what's his name? Cheddar's or what?
This one, yeah, this one's Cheddar.
Cheddar, that's Cheddar. There you go. Yeah. Having a good old time. Look at that. It's like, Mom, pay attention to me. Come on, we're gonna talk some Grand Theft Auto. All righty. You know what? Since that is going to be the main topic of discussion tonight is Grand Theft Auto, at least our first topic of discussion, I should say. Why don't we get people acquainted? For those of you, all 5 of you probably in the world who have not seen the trailer, we're gonna bring it up for you on the screen right now. Just give me a second to pull it up here. We're gonna share it with you. We'll play this trailer real quick. I'm flicking through the signs here. Oh crap! Hang on. All right, there we go. All right, hang on a sec here, guys. There we go. I'll share the screen. Whoop. All right, here we go. Oh, where is it? There we go. Add to the stage, and let's bring this up in full video. All right, let's do it.
Lucia, do you know why you're here?
Bad luck, I guess.
She said she cared about me. She tried to make my world the way she thought it should be. Yeah, we were desperate then to have each other to hold. Love is a long, long road. Yeah, love is a long, long
Well, look who's back. The only way we're gonna get through this is by sticking together, being a team. Trust?
trust.
Real quick, just let me say that that's what happens if you get Glenn Fry from Wish. When you
Well, there you have it. After a long wait, over 10 years in the making, and we still got another possibly almost 2 years out because we don't know the exact release date. It's saying in 2025, which means they're getting close. And from the look of that trailer, by God, that is some next-gen level GTA stuff. And people that said that looked like it came off the last gen of consoles, man, you don't know much about graphics, do you? Because that shit look incredible. Let's get everybody's take. I don't know how many people on the panel are fans of GTA, but there is no denying GTA is a juggernaut, and there's chances are this is probably going to be one of the biggest games on the planet, hands down. It's going to be too big to avoid. It's coming, people, so brace yourselves. Everybody's going to buy their copy for this generation of console, probably another copy for the next generation of console, and will probably be another 20 years before we see another GTA. But anyway, let's get right into it. Who wants to start us out? Let's check out with our guest tonight, Mr. Cerebral Paul. What did you think of it all, sir? Can you wait to jump into that game or what?
I will be jumping into it. I don't know if it'll be day one, depending on what the cost is for me. Because if they're going to charge $100 for it, I'm going to wait. Given the attitude of the publisher, it's not going to be on Game Pass day one. So, or anytime soon after they feel they don't need it. And let me I've been on your show to say this, but I've said this on other shows, been saying it ever since they started talking about this, that I knew it was going to be, everybody going to be 2024. No, I knew it was going to be 2025. And mark my words, it's not going to be till fall of 2025. Yeah. I think October, November, somewhere in there.
I agree with you. It'll probably be it just makes logical sense. And everybody's already probably wondering, like, when are they going to release it in the fall? Because we want to avoid that game release.
Yeah. And also holiday season and all that stuff. It's always when we get to. So that's my take. It looks good. To me, it's going to depend on the story. I have played GTA 5, online, and I enjoy it for what it is, especially if I'm with some friends who play with me and stuff. But I don't like going in there now because as soon as you load in, somebody's there to shoot you and take all the fun away real quick. So, So I'll be looking forward to the storyline side more than anything, just like with a lot of games like this. So that's where I'm at. I will be checking it out at some point. And I think Wilmy Hood pointed out that the next one will be 2050. I'll be 86 and probably still gaming. So,
let's talk about one of the first things we noticed. Obviously, it replicates the area of Florida pretty well based on the trailers. Obviously, seems like they're going back to sort of an 80s theme. It looks like.
And Vice City in particular.
The Vice City in particular, absolutely, which was one of the favorites for a lot of GTA aficionados. Graphics aside, though, which looked amazing, one of the big stirring points right now, of course, across the Twitterverse, if you've been watching, is the fact that they're going with a female protagonist for the first time in the series history. Lucia, I think her name is, starts at the start of the show. How does everybody feel about stepping into the boots or the trousers of a female protagonist? Let's go with Coolcat Terri on this one to get her thoughts quickly.
Okay. So, I don't know if anyone saw, but there's actually a heated debate in the Twitterverse right now about whether or not Lucia is the first protagonist in GTA, because there were like 4 women you could play as in the very first GTA. So people have been fighting tooth and nail about which is actually first, because some people discredit the first one. So like, okay, whatever. But
Mhm.
for me personally, I mean, I don't care. If she's an interesting character, great. But I feel like some of the narratives that will probably play out because GTA won't make sense in a female sense. But again, it's GTA. Nothing really makes sense. It's just people acting like a fool and doing stupid stuff. So I mean, you kind of it doesn't really matter. So just have fun.
Yeah. Do you think they're going for an extra level of real? I mean, I guess you could say the other game was a little bit silly at times, but it did still offer a level of realism and certainly had a lot of stuff going on that even today, like there's been a lot of what do you call it, imitators, but nobody's been able to sort of duplicate the recipe of success that GTA's had. So how, you feel like they're stepping up a little bit more on the realism side, but they're still kind of being quirky, and like some of the stuff you see in the trailer actually was based around news articles that happened over the last couple of years, like in the Florida area, which is nuts.
Well, some of them are actually in LA, but people just say they're all Florida because they didn't know. but most of them were Florida, but there were some LA ones in there.
They were going through the gator going into the store or whatever it was.
Yeah. I don't know. So for me, I don't like that they're doing that. It's just because we've all had numerous conversations at some point about how toxic social media has gotten,
Mm-hmm.
and now we're romanticizing it and desensitizing it more. But now it's all of a sudden fun and entertaining because they're making they're putting that crap in a video game now. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like seeing people doing that kind of stupid crap on social media. So now we're gonna do it again in a video game. It just I don't know. For me, I find it tasteless. To watch someone twerking on a car again, and now it was dumb then, but now all of a sudden it's okay. I don't know. It's kind of like a double standard for me. But that's GTA though. GTA gets free passes on dumb stuff. But I don't know. It's not for me. I don't like that at all. I really
life imitates art, and art imitates life, right?
Yeah, and GTA just imitates people being dumb. But so it's just I don't know.
Sounds about right.
I'm not personally a fan of GTA just because I feel like it's one of those things it's like
no, you know what? That's fair enough. I kind of had a funny feeling that you weren't the biggest fan of it.
See,
I personally
get
loved
doing
it.
like dumb stuff because for me, I prefer Saints Row, and Saints Row definitely has a lot of degenerative stuff in it. Believe me, so I can't really talk. It's just the way that GTA does it. That, they try to go more. They try to make it more realistic and relatable to people, and then people, get influenced by that, and they think it's cool. And that's not the way it should be seen. Whereas like Saints Row, that they're not being serious, and it's kind of being a little bit more cartoony, so that way people don't find it relatable. I mean, it's different. If you play Saints Row and you're running around in the street chasing somebody with a dildo bat, no one's taking that seriously. But if you're in GTA and you're shooting hookers on the street corner, it's different. It's a different feel. You know what I mean? It's a different feel.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm just GTA has that flavor that I really don't like.
Okay, so let's just say safe to say you don't really care if it comes out in 25 or 2045.
Honestly, it took them 20 years to come up with the new one, and the best they could do was go back to a location that they did because they couldn't come up with a new idea in 20 years. And then they had to rely on dumb stuff we did on social media to kind of, have something going on in this world that they didn't have to do any really effort into creating. So, yeah, congratulations. 20 years in the working right there.
But GTA society has always been about being the trashy side of society ever since.
Yeah, I get that, but at the same time, 20 years and you couldn't come up with a new area, and then, you know what I mean? Like you're going
right.
Like it's a cash grab because the older players are going to be nostalgic because Vice City was one of the better games in the franchise, and that's kind of all that really is. They couldn't come up with a new city. I don't know, man.
Well, Mental 9R up there looks like he can't contain his excitement. He looks like he's ready to hit the strip clubs and get down with all the hookers.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He's got his dollar bill. He's got his dollar bill dispenser ready to go.
No, here's the funny thing: I've never completed a Grand Theft Auto game ever.
Interesting.
The last one I bought was Grand Theft Auto 4. I probably played halfway through and got bored. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I just couldn't get into it at the time. I had the Xbox 360 version, if I recall correctly,
Mm-hmm.
and I do have Grand Theft Auto 5. I got it for free from the Epic's Game Store.
Mm-hmm.
Have never played it. I don't think I've ever installed it. It's just sitting in my library of games, among the other 300 that are sitting there that I got for free. Uh, but I might have to spin it up and give it a shot before this one comes out at some point
Mm-hmm.
and see what it's like. But I will say this: the game does look really graphically impressive. It'll be interesting to see how it runs on what will be 5-year-old consoles by that point. A little more even probably, depending on when they actually release it. But uh, it looks interesting. That's about all I can say. As for the woman protagonist, it makes no difference to me really.
Yeah.
It is
Mm-hmm.
what it is, and I've heard some people saying that there's like a Bonnie and Clyde type thing going on. So maybe there's a guy you can play as if you want. Don't know. I mean, we didn't see much in the trailer to really indicate one way or the other. It definitely looks like she's the main character.
If it was just so you know, since you haven't played in 5, you were able to switch between 3 different characters depending on what
Okay.
part of the story you were in. So
Yeah.
Right, right.
They've been showing the artwork, and I think the guy's name is Jason or something like that. So
Yeah, that rings a bell.
I suspect it will
But-
be very like.
So
Michael,
yeah,
I guess, was-
you'll probably jump back and forth between them or something. I don't know. I hope they don't
Yeah,
do a Bonnie and
yeah.
Clyde. I think that's just what people are wanting it to be. But I don't want.
Could
Yeah,
be.
GTA
Could
5.
be.
Michael was largely the main protagonist per se, but you did flip to Trevor and what was the other guy?
I can't think of his name.
Help me out, chat. What's going on, Dark Zone? RWK88, the Game Complainers is in the house. He was our guest on the show last week. It was great to have him. Jesse Darby's hanging out with us tonight as well. Good to see you here. Who else we got in the building? Seamus Kelly, my good buddy, is hanging out with us in the chat. Joe Dunmore is still with us tonight. Talos Ray is here. Darko's Dreamers, Timothy Dixon, Doggy Dog 420. And speaking of Doggy Dog, he is the first to drop a super chat. And guys, I'll make this perfectly clear. Super chats are greatly welcome, but they are certainly not expected. This channel does not run on money or anything like that. But like I said, I greatly appreciate it because I know it comes out of your hard-earned pockets. So I greatly appreciate it. And Doggy Dog has this one. And go ahead, Mr. Mental, you can take the honors.
Game Infused time. Much love, new panel and chat.
Much love to you, Doggy Dog. We got to get you on here for a Christmas
Absolutely.
special here in the next couple of weeks. Yes,
There we go.
Franklin. That's
Franklin.
it.
Franklin's the last one.
I don't know
yeah.
why I always forget his name because it's always like that odd name, like Franklin.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were great. It was great. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to really. There's not, I mean, a lot to say as in a certain aspect of it. You know, I'm pretty sure it's going to look well. It's obviously going to look a lot better, and it's probably going to play a lot better. Now, one thing I could be wrong. Was that a real Porsche displayed in the game? Because I heard someone say that they might actually have licenses to real cars this time around. I don't know if there's any truth to that or not. Did anybody notice if the cars were real?
Yeah.
Not that it really makes a whole lot of difference, to be quite honest with you, but it does add more to the realism if you're actually, say, driving a Porsche or a Ferrari or a Ford.
It does, but a lot of times the actual car brands don't like their cars being shown in a negative light or exploding or getting tore up in a game. You know,
That is true.
Yeah,
It's true. All right. I mean, for me personally, look, I'm super excited. I mean, with each and every, installment of this series, I got more and more into them. I certainly like the latest one because, again, it was a great, it was just a fun story. Starts out with a theft that goes wrong. The boys end up in prison. They get separated, and everything kind of all sort of comes back together. I liked how there was a lot of randomness in the game. There was a lot of random shit that you could do, and of course, the multiplayer, certainly took on a life of its own after a few updates. When it first came out, it was kind of bare bones, and then they added stuff to it, and it became a huge juggernaut, obviously, which is part of the reason I think this game got delayed for so long was because Rockstar was just too busy counting the cash from all the shark cards. But it's a huge game, and of course it's going to come with a lot of gripes, and it's going to come with a lot of people that are going to find things to pick at, like the female protagonists and stuff, which doesn't bother me to the least. It's kind of become more of the norm in the games industry over the last couple of years. But yeah, the series, it certainly doesn't hurt or distract from the series and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I also think
when
that,
people complain about that, I wonder if people would complain if all of a sudden the next Tomb Raider was Larry Croft. Seriously.
Larry Croft.
Laura's husband.
No, she had a sex change with all of her money. She's Larry Croft. Right?
But I wonder if there would be that much of a backlash if it was going from female to male as there is going from
there would
female.
In terms of an iconic character changing, that's the thing with all the Grand Theft Autos. They've never centered around, say, one person. People know Grand Theft Auto more about the shenanigans that you do, as opposed to this one character in this game was so cool. It's not a Breaking Bad kind of instance, where that was a great television show that had so many iconic characters. But Trevor was a lot of fun for me in the last game.
Trevor was my favorite. I grew up with guys around Trevor like Trevor, so yeah.
Yeah, he was hilarious, and just so many crazy. And that's I think what made Grand Theft Auto click was that it borderlined on realism, but it also got a bit silly. Whereas, like Coolcat says, like I said, that was a shtick for Saints Row, is that they tried to kind of not be GTA, but at the same time, I think they were so far to the left, kind of getting sort of weird and wacky that people just couldn't jive with it the same either.
Oh, when they brought in the aliens, I went, nope, I'm done. I'm out.
That game was fun though, man. It was fun. I liked it. It was fun.
I think I got about halfway through that one before I was like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if anybody's losing their mind over GTA 6, but I think we're all pretty excited. We finally got a good look at the game. Speaking of getting a look at the game, they were supposed to actually officially unveil it, tomorrow?
No, it was supposed to be done at 9:00 today.
Today. So somebody leaked the trailer early. So they haven't come out and really stated or did anything about that. They just kind of rolled with the punches.
The somebody was the son of one of the developers.
Somebody's son. Yeah.
Oh boy, he's getting.
So Rockstar dropped it last night and said, "Look, if you're gonna, since it's already out there, if you're gonna watch it on our channel." That's what they tweeted. So then they dropped it. And I'm sure he's gotten a talking to. Is how did your son get a hold of our stuff, and why is he putting it online? And do you want a job?
He just left the trailer open on his PC at home. Like, I was watching that, kid.
or it wasn't locked down. He didn't lock down his files. Yeah,
absolutely. In the chat, guys, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for GTA 6? Would like to know from everybody in the chat. How many copies of GTA 5 did everybody actually go out and buy? Because I know I had a copy on 360, then I had the Xbox One copy twice.
Wait, Timothy, are you saying you bought it 7 times? 6 times?
No, they're doing the rating. The rating.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
This is how excited people are. So Timothy is fairly excited at 7. Axel is in the chat. Iconic Video Games Podcast. He gives it an 8. Lethal Papa saying about 8. Joe Dunmore's up at 9. Tuggy at 9. Thimber at 8. I'm at 9. So lots of people definitely excited, and some kind of
though he did say he did buy it 4 or 5 times. So yeah.
Yeah, I know everybody. Some people had every single version, including the remaster for the PS5 and the Xbox Series. So, geez Louise, how many
the 360, the Xbox One, the PS4, like that game's been released more times, and here we are complaining about The Last of Us 2 coming out with a remaster once.
Yeah,
but
I only bought it twice. Once for the PS3 and once for the Xbox.
Aren't they planning on doing a remaster already for Red Dead Redemption 2, or am I just hearing?
No, there's rumors of a remaster.
Yeah.
God dang, how many remasters do we need?
Well, for the first Red Dead Redemption, I would like one. I would like a proper remaster for the original game. That would be nice, and the new engine that would look sweet. Because Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of my favorite games, visually and story wise. Red Dead Redemption 2 is just top notch.
Yeah, I Game Complainer says he never bought DLC or shark cards. I've never bought any of the shark cards either. Anybody here dump any money on shark cards by any chance?
One time, yes.
One time. Mental gives a hard
Obviously
shake.
not. Yeah.
Coolcat Terri's, but
Yeah.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
Um,
I've bought my share of stupid stuff, but that's
Yeah.
one thing I haven't done is shark cards.
do you also think that this game is going to come out regularly priced, or do you think these guys may take advantage of the gamers and gouge a little bit here? How about you, Terry? You think they might go to town on this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll have 5 versions. You'll have your standard, you'll have your base version of 70, and then the highest ultimate ultra their drug cartel edition will be like
Drug cartel.
$150,
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's pretty much the standard game.
or the $200 something with the statue
Yeah.
of something, yeah.
Yeah,
This time, though, the standard edition will only let you play half the game. So it'll just get your teeth into it a little bit, and then they'll make you pay more to continue.
It makes me kind of wonder how many, because it's one of those things when you look at people talking about it, it's only the old folks like us that are excited for the campaign. I haven't heard a single young person talk about it, because they don't play the campaign. They only play the online.
And that's the thing they got to balance too, is because they can't, when the day this comes out, be it 2 years.
The online's not even going to be there.
Yeah.
And
the online.
and when it is there, it's going to be extremely limited because it doesn't have 20 years of mods.
Yeah. And that's it. And,
exactly.
And they can't expect everybody playing the current one to just jump ship to the new one.
Yeah,
That's
they some of those people have probably spent like $5,000 in their character for that game, and now they have to scratch it. So,
well, hopefully they don't pull a Blizzard move and just shut off the other one and say, "Okay, here's your new one."
So I see this being a game that people are definitely excited for it, but I feel like it's going to have mixed feelings because it's going to be split between generations who want the campaign and those that just play online.
Yeah, we don't talk about that, Timothy. That guy's a moron.
But it brings up a great point. He did bring it up, and if any game in history can attempt to do this, and I think perfectly get away with it, would be this game.
I don't think they'd get away with it. I don't think they'd get away with it.
They'll get away with it with all the people that buy all the skins in Fortnite. Absolutely. For us older people that are like been around the block and kind of can see through the shenanigans, probably not. But I think for the 13-year-old kid that gets his mom to buy the game for him, the sky's the limit. That game's $120. They're gonna buy it.
Mm-hmm.
Not when you start charging hourly because he's not
hourly.
Well, that's what the guy was. That's what the guy was talking about, charging you hourly to play. Yeah. There's no way the industry is going to carry a $10 an hour charge to play the game.
That was part of my joke with the standard edition only giving you half the game. Is that the way he was talking about it, you got to pay more to get more, right?
Right.
Yeah. Could you imagine if you needed like a credit card before you even sign into the game, and then the game would basically stop playing after like so many hours if you didn't pay up? Oh my God! Could you imagine?
That goes back to the early days of the internet that we had, like, when you had
dial up.
You had dial up and shit that would do
30 hours a month.
Hey, well,
if you were lucky.
CompuServe was infamous for that. Your time is up.
Hey, greatest day of my life was when I got a job with an ISP and I had unlimited hours.
There you go.
Yeah, and I set up a server with a modem and stuff in it with automatic dial-out. We got a second number at the house, and as soon as my wife or I launched a browser on our PCs, it automatically dialed out to the internet, and away we went.
Every time I think about the old dial-up, I can still hear that tone in my freaking ears. You know what I mean?
I love that tone. I miss that tone.
My God. That tone goes back to the early 80s.
Yep. Me too.
For all you kids out there today who have
this
instant access to internet
at a time,
right? I want you to know our pain when it used to take literally minutes to even read a freaking email back in the day. Remember that? Waiting for emails to load, or even downloading a song, which would take forever.
Watching the image slowly.
That's right. ASCII porn, baby. ASCII porn. Yep.
You're sitting there waiting for the image to show up, and by the time it's almost getting to the point where something's good's coming, your parents are coming, so you got to get rid of it, and now you got to start over.
Or worse yet, call waiting, and somebody called through. Oh, the signal dropped.
Oh man, yeah, you needed a phone line back in the day. Yeah, set
Yep.
that shit up. Unbelievable, man. How the times have changed. Oh, Jason Max got a Series X Diablo bundle today for $350. Score. Good job, Jason Max. I would take advantage of that. That's a deal. Yeah, man, things have certainly changed. But anyway, GTA 5 discussion. I don't really know what to say about it. I mean, it is what it is. It's just going to be a huge game. We're still a couple of years out, so there's going to be a lot of discussions about this game leading up to it. Again, I guess the last question, is, and who do we lose here? Oh, mental pop.
Yeah.
Do you guys who do you think might get the marketing rights for this game? Do you guys think Sony's going to score it this time? Because I think they had them for GTA 5, if memory serves correct.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
I read one comment. The guy's like, "This doesn't be on Game Pass on day one." Was something I'm not playing it. I'm like, dude,
it's not going to be a Game Pass.
Not going to be on Game Pass.
There's no way it'll be a Game Pass game.
Xbox would have, even if Xbox wanted to get it there, which would be, I'm sure they would love to have it, but the amount of money they'd have to pay to get it on there would be astronomical. It wouldn't be worth it.
Like, none of the GTAs are on Game Pass, so why do you think the new one will be there? You know what I mean?
Aren't the one? I think GTA 5 is, or was lasted like a month ago. Did they pull it back off?
They
again?
did have it at one point. Yes, it was on there, and they took it off, I think.
Ooh,
Sorry about that.
I don't think it's there now. I can double check. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, in the chat. But GTA 5 was on Game Pass at one point. Correct? I'm almost positive.
I don't ever remember it. I don't ever remember it being on Game Pass. I know they've done sales, but I don't think I've ever seen it.
RWK says it was. It was.
Yeah.
It was like about a year or so. They only kept it on for a limited time, but it was there. Probably just to drum up more interest in it, get people playing it, and then dip them in, and then the kids be like, "Oh, well, I got to get the full game now, right? It's cheap." So, yeah, it was on. I thought so. I knew it was there. I don't, but the older GTA stuff, but the new one was. Yeah, see, Draven Arrow said twice. Yeah, I could have swore because they brought it out and then they took it off and then they brought it back again.
Right? And they brought it back. See, it's on there right now. Both versions. Grand Theft Auto 5 for the Series X and also for the One X. So
Red Dead Redemption 2 was on there too, according to Doggy Dog. So there you go.
It was, yeah.
So I'm still sure they still had to chuck out a fine chunk of money to get it on there. But obviously, with the game being so old, probably wasn't near as detrimental. I'm sure Rockstar's like, hey, well, we'll take anything at this point. We already got our money made, so it's not detrimental.
Yeah.
But like this game, day and date, not happening.
No, as far as marketing rights go, I think they won't make that decision for a little bit longer till they can decide. Because I'm sure they're keeping an eye on what's happening at Sony right now, because Sony's kind of going through their own little drama. So
yeah. Sony's probably already getting ready to pony up the dough for this one, because without the Call of Duty to marketing rights, they know they're going to need another big one in their pocket.
Yep.
Right?
Well, they got that big lawsuit going on in the EU, though. So they might need to watch their pennies for a little bit, depending how that's going to go.
Yeah, that's that lawsuit where people are suing them for, unrightfully charging more money, right?
Yeah, you can't buy any digital game cards anywhere other than the Sony store. So they've kind of monopolized that, I guess, is the theory.
Yeah, because they stopped taking credit cards and debit cards. You have to buy the Sony card, then you can use the Sony card in the system. That's the only way you can do it. So yeah, they started that a couple of years ago. People were not happy because the way I looked at it, I was happy because how many times have they had a data breach, including one earlier this year. So.
My credit cards are safe, but now Sony. Crazy.
There was a time you could buy their game cards on CD keys and places like that, and you can't anymore.
Nope, they pulled them from there too. Yeah.
And that's anti-competitive, I guess, is the view. So. Yeah,
well, I think, like I said, for Microsoft, if they were to get the marketing rights, it could be, regardless of the Game Pass scenario, it would still be a huge get from a marketing perspective, because we all know when Sony gets marketing perspective, they definitely like to make that exclusive word and get people thinking that this game does not exist outside of their platform. So we all know how they're very, very canny when it comes to their marketing. Now, can't say I blame them, but it has worked very craftily for them.
I would say it's in Microsoft's best interest to open the wallet up and get the marketing rights for this game. That's my. Could you imagine
Grand Theft Auto 6 as a pack-in game with their consoles or something? That'd be huge.
Yeah.
That probably wouldn't happen either, but yeah. But yeah, okay. But anyway, Grand Theft Auto conversation. I think it's safe to say, unless anybody in the chat has a question about it and would like us to answer, I think we'll move the needle here. There's not really much to say about it. We're a couple years away, but it's nice to finally see the game and kind of get a gist of how it's going to look. And we kind of pretty much know how the game's going to run. I suspect it'll be virtually the same as 5, but it's going to look a lot better. Hopefully, play a little better. And it's going to be a massive game.
And for me, purposely, for me, one of the things that's going to trick me is the accessibility options, because 5 was lacking in some. I have trouble in parts of that game. Yeah.
I agree, John. It's been long overdue. Been trying to get Paul on here for a while. He was unable to make the show a few times in the past. Monday nights were a difficult scenario, but here we are. We're on Tuesday nights. Victor Click, what's up, brother? Good to see you in the building. Thimber, good to see you here as well. Great chat, by the way, guys. Thank you so much.
Okay, the other one I have to call out, Vic the Clit. He has to hear me say that. It's been months.
Didn't you used to post that up in the chat at one point?
Yeah, I used to Vic the Clit. Yeah, right. I put it up there a couple of times too. Yeah.
All righty, let's move on to, obviously, in just a couple of days now. It's one of the biggest events of the year. Whether you love this or hate it, again, it's a beacon of light, I guess, for the game industry. The Game Awards. Now, there's a lot of politics around the Game Awards, but I've said this many times. I still applaud Keeley for at least doing it. He's one of the very few people out there that sticks his neck out and puts his stuff out there. A celebration of the medium. Of course, it's a lot more commercially run than it was in the past. Obviously, they thrive on game revenue through ads, and that's the whole reason behind the show is the world premiere. There's so many of those, and that's where he makes the money. And to be honest with you, I'd say 90% of us in the chat, we already know who's going to get most of the awards. We actually turn up to see what new games we're going to see, because obviously with E3s and stuff kind of being gone the way of the dodo bird, we don't really see a lot of the trailers we used to the past, so a lot of them do show up on his show. And Microsoft has specifically come out and said you do not want to miss the show this year, which means they may have something up their sleeve. What could it be? The last time they said to show up for the award show, I think it's when they actually announced the Series X or something like that, wasn't it? So this could be interesting. Let's go with Coolcat Terri. What do you think Microsoft's got up their sleeve for this show?
I don't know. Maybe, since it's all about game announcements for the most part, maybe they're gonna finally give us a date for one of their big games like Fable or something. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
That seems the most logical, to just finally give us a release date on something. But other than that, I don't know what they got going on. I'm hoping it's not hardware related though. It's not needed.
Right. Well. I mean, do you guys think there's a possibility that they come out and officially announce the Series X? What do you call it? The slim model, the all digital.
No. I mean, we had the mini fridge, so maybe they'll give us the mini stove or the mini microwave.
The mini stove.
We might get the Xbox air fryer this time. Who knows?
The toaster.
Well, that's
the Xbox walk-in bath.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times.
We had shampoo.
I don't know. Hey, maybe another walking sim version of Hellblade 2 or something. I think that would make people scream, not in a good way. But I'm hoping for something, maybe Gear 6. I mean, that's a popular one. People are.
That's what I'm hearing some rumors about, a possible Gear 6. Yeah.
Something like that, or even I'd love to see a real remake of the first 3. Just to bring them up to standard, for today's world. That would be kind of cool too. I'm not gonna lie, I'd be pretty happy to see that.
Yeah.
Maybe a new IP, something we haven't seen yet, or hey, I don't know. What about what do you call it? Shoot, the Initiative's working on it. I just drawn a blank on the name. I want to say
Perfect Dark.
Perfect Dark. That's it. I couldn't think of it. I knew that I had dark in there. I just couldn't think of the perfect part. But maybe something from that, because
perfect vaporware is more like it.
Yeah, we've seen one trailer from it, and when was that? A couple of years back. So in theory, something's happened there in the last couple of years. So that'd be cool to see.
Somebody in the thing mentioned I'd like to see something from Indiana Jones, maybe more solid information on Star Wars Outlaws, or any of the other multiple Star Wars titles that is floating around out there.
I think Hellblade is a definite realistic possibility because that game has got to be somewhere close to its final form. Fable quite possibly as well because we know everybody's still chomping at the bit to get a real look at Fable. So those two games definitely. I'm still not 100% sure with Perfect Dark, but Indiana Jones might be more of a possibility to see where we're at with that. Yeah, it's a lot of crazy stuff that we could see, but it's hard to know anymore these days. I want to see Paul in the GTA 6 trailer too.
What?
Yeah.
It's just
that would be an amazing rumor. Cyber Gunter, Sam Fisher, Splinter Cell coming to Xbox.
That comes up it's like Splinter Cell and Silent Hill are the two things that come up every year, and we never get anything for either one of them. Stop it.
Super chat coming in. This one comes in courtesy of our good friend RWK88. He drops $1.99. Take it away, Mental.
2 years of ABK, now 2 years of GTA. FML.
Yes, you are probably right. 2 years of talking about a game that, crazy. Hellblade, Indiana Jones, Fable is later. No, I'd say Fable is closer than Indiana Jones. Would you guys say that might be a safe assumption?
Yeah, we just got a trailer for that.
Yeah. By the time this Indiana Jones game comes out, Harrison Ford will probably be passed away by then.
Because we didn't get info on the Indiana Jones game until it was well into development, so we really don't have a clue where they are with that. We have no clue where they are with that. So.
Yeah. Terry, any further things? Obviously, the Game Awards has often brought out some pretty big indies. I know one indie that people are certainly dying to get their hands on is, what is it called? Is it Death's Door 2? Is that the one?
It might be.
Yeah, there was a sequel to one of the games that came out like a year or so ago that people are pretty excited about. I think it might be Death's Door. People are saying Sega is also saying to tune into the show. One of the social media people said they got like a letter come to their house that says Sega's like, you want to tune in or something. So what kind of announcements they have is anybody's guess. Sega's so unpredictable these days with the way that they operate. I never know anymore with those guys. Right?
Sonic coming to Game Pass. I don't know.
Titanfall 3, you wish, Cyber Gunter.
Yeah. I would like to see, because they finally got Ubisoft Plus on Xbox. I really want to see them add that into Game Pass like they did with EA Play. So that could maybe be something they might finally announce. I don't know. I want that to happen. No one thought EA Play was going to be part of Game Pass, and then it happened. So I'm hoping eventually Ubisoft Plus becomes part of Game Pass at some point.
That would make sense to me because it doesn't make sense the way it is right now. To me, it costs too much for what you get out of it. And I own most of the games I'm interested in anyway. So why would I subscribe to it?
Jesse Darby has the game that I was thinking about. That's the one, Hades 2.
Hades 2.
Yes, Hades 2. Thank you, Jesse Darby. Greatly appreciate that. If you had to theoretically ask for one game, something that you would like to see, obviously being a Gears of War fan, I'm chomping at the bit for anything new with the series, and as I think it was, I don't know if it was, I was watching some podcast the other day, and it perfectly summed up what I was thinking, that it would be really cool to see a Gears 6 announcement and basically taking the franchise back with them before the before they started, when Marcus was a younger guy, before the Emergence Day actually happened, how they all got together and became Delta Squad, sort of a prequel to the series kind of thing. And I think that would be a cool idea that could definitely be explored.
Well, you might remember that back when we were doing Good Morning Xbox and Gaming After Dark, that I said I would like to see them do something around Emergence Day because we've never seen that visualized in either film or game, and to me that would be interesting to see. Yeah.
Mag is in the chat. Mag, what's going on, my brother? Good to see you, my friend. And I hate that he comes in here. There's one announces I know, but I would be ashamed to spoil it. That's like somebody coming in showing their cleavage and telling you you're going to see a booby pic and not doing it. Come on now, what's going on?
Well, he does kind of look like a booby when he bends over and you can see the top of his head. So
Hey.
Hey.
Don't knock the guy. Come on. Bald is
Oh,
beautiful.
now, Mag, I
so
will
I've
knock
heard.
Mag all day long. He deserves it.
Mag's waiting for the open invitation. Mag, if you need to jump in, man, I'll send you the open invitation. You say the word. You can come in and
Come on,
debate
Mag.
Paul
Come on
all
in.
night.
Come on, Mag. Come on. Bring it. Bring it, old man.
It's from Arcane Studios, so leave it at that. Well, cool. That's at least
Ooh.
something to go on. It'd be interesting to see what they do have up their sleeve because they got.
But I would like to, everybody's thinking games for what they may show, but they may show us something about some of the new series that are coming out that we haven't seen yet. You know, because there've been talk about Gears of War. There's been, and other stuff that we know is coming.
Mag is a second Jim Ryan.
Mag, okay, was Mag top or bottom? I just got to know at that point.
What's up with Jim Ryan? He was at some kind of like signing in it. He's got this old like pretty much this old crusty looking white shirt on. I was like, dude, that thing is like a strap away from the old white beater shirt. Like he went from looking like an executive to looking like fucking like he's a homeless guy. I don't know what the hell.
Well, because Sony owned all his suits and they took them back.
Part of his severance agreement.
Yeah.
So does that, Meg, or am I slightly warm if I say The Evil Within 3? Maybe?
Evil Within is not Arcane, is it?
Oh, is it? Oh, shoot.
No, that's Tango.
No, that's that Tango. Shoot. Arcane. Yeah. Oh, maybe a new Dishonored.
Yeah, but does anybody here in this panel, would anyone care for Dishonored?
No.
I might. I
didn't really like that
all
game,
those. Quite enjoyed them.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really like them. By the way, Terry, I got meant to ask you, did you get around to playing Assassin's Creed Mirage after?
I finished it.
Oh, nice. Because I think the last time I talked to you, you said you were going to play it, but I don't think you had.
Yep. No, I completed it Sunday. This Sunday I finished it. Great game. The ending made 0 sense, but the game other than that was good. So, but yeah, the ending was dumb. I didn't like the ending. Like everybody else streaming it on Twitch, and like all my viewers and me were all like scratching our head, like, what just happened? But negating the ending, the gameplay and everything else is enjoyable. It's a fun game, but yeah, if you can figure out what the ending means, by all means translate, because it left us all scratching our heads. It was
interesting. I have the game. That was one of my Black Friday purchases, which we're going to talk about as our next subject, by the way, before we close out the show.
Could be Wolfenstein too, I guess. That's Arcane, right? Wolfenstein.
No,
sorry, I'm still thinking about
Bethesda.
that.
No. That's
Bethesda, and that's what's the company that does that one? That's
Machine.
Machine.
They did. Okay, but they did.
Machine Games are the one that are making Indiana Jones. Correct.
Arcane did Youngblood though, didn't they?
No. It was all. Well, it might have been a different division because Youngblood. I don't know if that was done by Machine Games. It felt different to me.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Machine Games.
Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus or whatever.
Right.
That was.
They also did Deathloop.
Yeah, Youngblood.
Arcane did Deathloop. Yes, Arcane did Deathloop.
Yeah, they did do Youngblood as well.
Arcane Austin did the vampire one there, Redfall.
Yeah.
Oh,
which, by the way,
when you say we few people, you mean we happy few, which was not a great game, but.
Okay, so Youngblood was Machine Games and Arcane together.
Gotcha.
Okay. I thought they were involved in that one, so.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
I'll shut up now.
Anything else that people would hope to see for the Game Awards at the end of the day? Just curious. We'll just last chance to get the round circle. Who do you think wins Game of the Year this year? Baldur's Gate, Breath of the Wild, Spider-Man.
Baldur's Gate. It's gonna be Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate. What about you, Mental?
Baldur's Gate. Yeah, I'd be really surprised if they don't.
I'm going out on a limb and saying Spider-Man 2.
I was going to say if they don't, it'll probably be Spider-Man. Just because, even though for me, there was way too many flaws in that game for me to consider it. But
well, you didn't like playing Spider Sugar Cube? Spider Cubes?
I just don't understand why Miles and Peter weren't equipped with that taser that MJ had. It would have I guess it would have made the game too easy, But,
yeah, you think? Yeah, MJ could take them all out, man. She's like,
oh yeah, she's kicking ass there and taking names, and Yeah.
By the way, you can expect a very long presentation for the Game Awards. Apparently, they're bringing Christopher Judge back to present an award. He's going to start talking now, and then he's going to keep going until he's done. So, yeah.
I would be actually funny if he gets on stage and he makes reference to that long speech. I'm going to keep this short or something like that. He goes,
Yeah.
you know? I
want to know if he's going to talk over the music again. I want to know if he's going to talk through the music again.
That was hilarious. It's like, yeah, this guy needs a cane, the cane, and haul him off the stage. Like, oh my god, right? I'm going to play. Yeah. So it'll be interesting. Like I said, I'm just curious to see what the big trailers and some of the world premieres are going to be. So outside of that,
didn't Keeley say don't expect as many world premieres, big titles as they've
I think one of the things he mentioned, and I could be wrong on this, was that it wasn't going to be so pronounced. Like, it was not going to world premiere. Like, I think it was going to be more fluid throughout the show. You'd see him, but not constantly hear world premiere. I don't know. We'll see how that goes.
Are they going to cut out the concert part? Because then they could fit in some.
I hope so. They
the
musical parts never fit. They always bring the mood way down. They slow everything way up.
Yeah. I said last year, one of the unfortunate things, though, is some of the awards that they actually give out, which I feel are meaningful awards, got pushed off to the side. It was kind of like they were just showing up on the screen, and you're just like, that should have been like where they went up on the stage and actually got some recognition. That's just, off in the background, game director of the year kind of thing, and then it's up on the side.
And then who do we get on the stage? We get the esports team of the year, and we're all going, who gives a shit? Outside of esports, nobody knows who these people are.
Everybody
esports coach of the year. It's like
everybody's on this panel. Everybody in the chat. Does anybody here give at least one iota about esports? Anybody? I've never watched one in my whole freaking life, and I have no.
I do watch the Halo tournaments sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I find it quite impressive with the strategies they employ, especially when you get to listen in to when they're calling things out and stuff. It takes me back a little bit to my rather unprofessional days as a Counter-Strike player in my clan, and we're practicing and you have all the zones named and your call outs and stuff. That was a lot of fun. So I enjoy watching the Halo tournaments. It's good.
A few weeks ago, I actually modded on the Xbox channel. I was a moderator for they did a Special Olympics tournament for Rocket League. And they the second week they brought in celebrities and stuff. I'll tell you what, they are fun to watch because some of those Special Olympic players were doing shit that even the pros were going, holy crap, I need to learn how to do that. Because they see things differently. So they were doing things that the pros had never thought about, and there were some really great matches too, So, I mean, I'm never going to be sitting there going, oh, that match is on this week. I need to stop what I'm doing and go watch what they did. But, but it is interesting. I don't think it's interesting enough that, like I said, we have like the esports coach of the year. Unless you're in that group, we really have no vote on that because we don't know who any of these people are, and so you're just kind of picking one, that one looks okay.
The same could be said about certain game categories, though. People vote on what a lot of people that vote for stuff haven't played any of them anyway.
Yeah,
so,
I try to be. I try to be at least.
You pick the one that you heard the most about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I try to be genuine. I only voted on things that I had actual knowledge of and stuff like that. But that's me.
Yeah, most people, they're just going to pick the popular thing that they've heard of.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And maybe hope to play one day. You know what I mean? It's like it's all rigged.
Do we know an estimated time run time for the show? Because I think last year it was at least 3 hours, wasn't it?
They usually shoot for about 3 hours.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, I was imagining that number in my head. So if three of us think that, it's probably 3 hours.
If they're doing 3 hours and fewer world premieres, then it's going to be boring.
And that starts at what time on Thursday?
Ooh, I don't know. That is this Thursday too.
This Thursday, the 7th. I think that someone said it was 9 p.m. Pacific time, but that seems kind of late.
That would be really...
Yeah, no, some of my friends in the UK were complaining about the start time. So yeah,
I was going to say half the planet's asleep.
Yeah, I think it's 4:30 Pacific, if I'm not crazy. I think it's 5:30 our time.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, wouldn't be surprised. All right, well, the Game Awards, guys, coming up. Thursday. We'll have to just tune in and find out ourselves what kind of are going to be the big surprises, or this game show or this award show is just gonna run its course, kind of thing. So it'll be interesting for sure. Alrighty, last topic of the evening, and that is the Black Friday is behind us, is in the rearview mirror, and of course, for a lot of people, Black Friday is a great time to score some game specials. Each and every year, there's some digital store specials and some in-store specials, and I'm just wondering what the chat scored and what the panel managed to score. I'll quickly just come out and say I did score a couple of games for great price. I got NHL 24, I got Assassin's Creed Mirage, I picked up the Callisto Protocol for a dirt cheap price. Seems like I got something else there as well. But anyway, those are at least three of the games. I'm currently playing Callisto Protocol. I'm actually loving it quite a bit, oddly enough, more than I thought I would. NHL is, standard status quo stuff, and Assassin's Creed Mirage I can't wait to jump into, but I haven't tried it yet. So how about you guys in the chat? And let's start with the panel. Let's go with Mental. Mental, did you score anything on the cheap for Black Friday?
Yeah, I actually, oddly enough, I picked up Halo 5 for like $10 because I sold it with one of the consoles that I sold way back when, and I just I wanted to have the disc version again. So I picked that up. I picked up Halo Infinite for, I think it was $20 on disc, because I'd never bought the game, and hey, I like having the disc. So I got all the Halo games on disc again, so I like that. I picked up a Dead Space with this like $7.99 US. I think it was like $10. Dead Space remake on digital copy.
That's on right now, right?
That's on right now. I just did that the other day or last night, maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick that up.
Then on disc for PlayStation, I picked up God of War Ragnarok and Forspoken because I wanted to see if it was really as bad as people said, and it's pretty bad. So that was good. I'm glad I got it cheap.
There you go.
I'm glad I got it cheap, but I'll give it a little bit more time. But other than that, a few things on digital. I'm a Resident Evil junkie, so I picked up 2, 3, 4, the remakes, and 7 and 8 as well on the PlayStation Store sale. They were cheap. And then on PC, I picked up Evil West that was out a while back, and a few others that I just can't think of off the top of my head. I don't know.
Just let me ask you guys this, since we're on the topic, you mentioned Dead Space, okay? Because I always find this quite interesting. Dead Space, the remake came out highly acclaimed. A lot of people saying they loved it. Great version of an original classic. But it always concerns me a little bit when this game, first of all, it's already in Game Pass. It's not even a year old, and it's already being marked down to $8. And usually when games are this cheap this early, doesn't bode well for the overall outlook of the game, or at least the sales. Am I right or am I wrong in this? Usually games, like I said, it is cheap. It usually means because they undersold or underperformed. Do you think that is the case here, and they're just trying to get more exposure? Because if people don't buy this game and they don't play it, it's unlikely that any of the other Dead Spaces are going to get a remake, and more than likely we'll never see perhaps an official like Dead Space 4.
Okay, hang on. Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead, Paul.
Okay, so yes, it went to Game Pass quick, but it's not like they didn't make money. Microsoft pays to put that shit in Game Pass and pays pretty well. And the game was not in by now. It's a remake, so it's not going to do as well as like a new title. I actually have the game. I played the game. The changes they made it very much more playable for me personally. From the accessibility point, there was that one asteroid storm part that they totally revamped. They made it totally different from the original game. I don't think this bodes too bad for anything. I mean, they could use they may be gauging the interest that now it's going to get now that it's on Game Pass, and say, okay, is there enough to bring out the other two, to remake Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3, and I think there was a fourth off title as well. I don't ever, but I don't think it's just a foreboding thing that you kind of thought it might be at all. I just,
Well, I hope not, but I mean, typically though, that is conducive of games that don't sell well, as they end up in the bargain bin early.
But the market's changing. Things are coming to Game Pass faster, just like movies are coming to digital faster.
I mean, the two downsides here is that typically, unless you're Resident Evil, the survival horror genre game typically doesn't sell as well as other types of games, because they limit their audience. A lot of people just don't like jump scare or scary types of games. That's kind of a fact. So that part of it itself, it's like I
Right.
said, it's a great game. They did a phenomenal remake of it.
Yeah.
But again, it's still limiting. So,
But
you know,
Microsoft is trying to shift their market. They're more interested in getting it out in front of eyes. It is like I said, it is a remake of an old game. So
mhm, yeah,
and it's not like it came out
Very
last
good
month and they
remake.
dumped it to Game Pass. Yeah. Oh, it's an incredible remake. It looks,
yeah,
so
yeah.
and they also picked around the holiday time to do it to draw, So I mean, no matter what we do now, too, the release calendar is going to be cramped at least for the next little while. We knew that coming into this last quarter, especially. Holy
Well,
crap! Do we have a lot of
my
games
thought
to
is it's
play?
always better to sell a game at $8 period than it's not sell a game at all, right? At the
But
end of
like
the
I
day, more
said,
people playing a
they
game.
like I said though, the developer, which is I believe they're now under Microsoft, so and they got paid to put it in Game Pass. It's not like they didn't make any money, and Microsoft is hoping that people who are in the system are going to play the game, or if they're interested in it, they'll get that month of Game Pass or whatever. So maybe and after a
Yeah.
year out of a remake, maybe they said, okay, we've sold what
Yeah.
we're going to sell. Let's go ahead and get it out there in front of more eyes.
Yeah.
So, Noof, I got to ask
Go
you,
ahead.
you're playing Callisto Protocol.
Yes.
You've played Dead Space, I assume, the remake?
Yes. Well, not the remake, but I played
Which-
the original.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess it's not a fair question then. Because I personally, like, maybe unpopular opinion, I preferred Callisto Protocol overall. I thought Callisto Protocol was a great game, but I know an
Which
audience
he's right is the
thought
opposite
that.
of what I've heard from most people. I haven't.
See, the
Yeah,
biggest
yeah.
complaint I heard with Callisto, and so far, I mean, I'm not that super far into the game, but everybody complained about the mechanics of the game, and I actually don't really have an issue with it. I didn't find them that bad. It's
neither.
just you had to, you get used to it pretty quickly. I understand that yes, when you get surrounded by certain enemies, it comes a little bit convoluted. But what I figured out was you have to separate yourself from those enemies. So it's not a hard thing to run, give yourself some space, and then attack sort of one at a time as opposed to trying to circle and strafe and then dodge, right?
Mhm.
I don't
So
know. It's kind of hard for me to run. I'm just saying, but whatever.
Cerebral Paul rolls. Yeah. He rolls and wheelies. Huh?
Mhm.
I wonder
Anyway.
for Cerebral Paul, I bet you one of his favorite missions in any video game must have been in Wolfenstein 2, the New Colossus. You start out the first mission, you're actually in the wheelchair.
Yes, yeah.
And he's
yeah,
kicking
I know
fucking
that
ass. That was awesome. You don't see that every day. I thought that was crazy. There you go. Mag is in the same. He goes, Callisto Protocol is a better game over Dead Space. That's an interesting
There you
take. A lot of
go.
people would disagree,
Bald men
but
unite.
from what I played so far, the story is pretty cool in Callisto. It looks amazing, even on the old Xbox One version. It's it might run a little chuggity, but definitely playable. So yeah, I don't know. I'm all I can say is I'm enjoying it, but I will try the Dead Space remake when I get a chance. All right, so scores. So you talk about your scores, Terry. What did you score for Black Friday?
Okay, so for me, I didn't do too much Black Friday stuff, but I mean, I did pick up Knights of the Old Republic for $5 because I've never played it, and people always go on about how it's the greatest game ever made. So I bought it for $5.
So which one was that?
Knights of the Old Republic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I bought that. I started it. I already am not happy that it has automated combat. It's already upsetting. But it's I'll try it. For me, it's hard for me to think of it being the best game if you're not really playing. But okay. So that is what that is. And then my husband bought the new Mortal Kombat, and he said that the story was phenomenal. So he really enjoyed that. But we didn't really do too much gaming stuff for Black Friday.
That's fair enough. Some people get massive hauls. Was there any deals out that anybody saw that were like almost too good to be true? Because every year there's always that one or two deals you go, holy crap, like that was a wicked deal. And sometimes the deals are they're so good they're gone before people even notice it. Best beauty sometimes with some of these Black Friday deals that aren't even the advertised ones is that some of the retailers, especially with physical stuff, as they'll dump them in like a bin and you get shit that's like $5 or less and like, holy crap, and you just stock up on them. I think that's fantastic. I remember one time walking into my local Dollarama and they had Titanfall 2 and they were like $2 or something a copy. I remember buying a crap ton of them and doing giveaways with them. I was like, that's phenomenal. And the crazy part about that was I did giveaways, and it actually cost me more to ship the damn game to people than I paid for the game. It was crazy. So, but it was fun. It was good. And it was Titanfall 2. I was like, man, that's a freaking awesome game. And it's in a bargain bin at Dollarama.
Or is. Yeah, it's a great game.
It's an amazing game. Oh, damn. That will be one of the community game night regular game rotations, by the way. So download that shit now.
I can't say I saw anything that really jumped out at me quite at that level, but I think I'm pretty happy with some of the stuff I got at the prices I got.
Mm-hmm.
I
remember one year when Dreamcast was going out one year, I remember going to my Walmart and they were clearing all the stuff out and they had like a pile of their games in a bin for 99 cents. So it was like, oh my God, this is a score. I can't remember which games I picked up at the time. I think one of them might have been like Power Stone, and there was like a bunch of other Dreamcast games. Yeah, they were all like dirt cheap. Yeah. It was crazy. But yeah. Paul, how about you, man? Any Black Friday scores, or did you score with the ladies, or what?
If by scoring you meant I got to eat on Black Friday, that's what I did with what little fun that I had. So I had food. So yeah, I did. That's
a bonus, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't have the kind of resources to take advantage of anything like that. So it is what it is.
You got the high score on Chowdown, eh?
Yeah, it's about it. Yeah. Actually, I was really lucky for Thanksgiving. One of our old friends that we met here, Wise Old Gamer, bought my Thanksgiving dinner. So
nice. Good old Wise. Shout out to Wise Old Gamer. Yeah.
He also sent me a bottle of eggnog and a gallon of Fireball. So there you go.
Oh.
So,
Fireball.
The boy's trying to get me drunk. I don't know what it's about, but
I don't think I've touched that since I turned 30, and that was because I drank way too much of it.
It's way too easy to drink it, I'll tell you that right now.
Oh,
yeah.
Man. Yeah, I was messed up, but yeah.
So, yeah.
Hello.
So he kind of gave me a happy holiday in a sense, but I wasn't able to take advantage of any of the sales or anything.
Gotcha. Well, like I said, I don't buy a whole lot of it digitally. I try to get into the store and pick up physical copies when or wherever. So, but yeah, so there you go. Black Friday, guys. Anyone in the chat again? Anybody pick up anything crazy cool for Black Friday, stuff like that? Definitely lots of sales on the board all over the case. Whether you're a Switch fan or that's the crazy part. It's hardly ever anything on Switch. You guys think going back to the Game Awards, you guys think there's a possibility Nintendo announces anything here, or probably not?
The new Switch paper cut is what they're gonna,
Labo 2.0.
Yeah.
Have they ever really announced anything at the Game Awards? I don't follow Nintendo
think so.
Really, so
no, they don't seem to be very active in that. I don't know if it's because they're just I don't know.
They're kind of more,
but they've been kind of silent in general lately. Nintendo hasn't been overly vocal the last while, but there's got to be something coming here soon about Switch 2. I'm thinking. Seems like the industry's worst kept secret, but there's got to be something. I mean, that hardware is getting a little bit long in the tooth right now, and I think it desperately needs something a little more powerful, a little more up to date.
Yeah, I've heard more about Nintendo probably in the last few months since I got my daughter a Switch than I have in my whole life. So she's always telling me something about Nintendo and lore to do with something about a Nintendo game and stuff. So I don't care if I hear anything from them outside of what I get in my house. My daughter just loves her Nintendo. So
absolutely. Alrighty. I guess before we do the game giveaway, do anybody have any final topics or things they'd like to address on the show before we get ready to close down for tonight? It's really good to have you back, Coolcat Terri, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
So, anybody have any topics perhaps that you would like to get out there or bring up? I mean, there was one that you did share in my chat about apparently there are a bunch of PlayStation accounts getting mysteriously shut down or banned right now.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, so people, I guess, had their accounts temporarily suspended, saying that they had breached their rules, and then with no warning, and then all of a sudden later on the stuff came back. And then I've heard rumors that they were, they had like hackers holding them ransom again. So I don't know what's going on with Sony. But then again, if they got hacked again, I'm not surprised. That seems to be the thing that happens to them, almost yearly or every other year or something.
Yeah.
It's like, Merry Christmas, Sony's hacked again. It's like, okay.
As Simba puts in the chat.
After that happened, a few hours later, after the news broke, they started coming back to life, I think. So like, it's like Thimber says, it said they were like permanently suspended. So
yeah.
But it's been reported that everybody's gotten their access to their account back again. So that clearly it wasn't true.
Yeah. Yeah, you got to wonder what system glitch did that, though.
But at the same time, it's just it's an eye-opening thing for the entire industry, because so much of our accounts are linked with different things, and sometimes they're over the course of like a bunch of things. Now you notice like a lot of apps are sort of interlinked with each other. You can sign into one app and it kind of links you to other apps, and a lot of these share information, and there's a lot of stuff I don't even have any clue. I mean, a lot of us, when we sign up for apps or we download stuff, you get those big, long legal disclaimers at the start. And there's a lot of shit in there when people would really sit down. I've read a few of them, like little bits. And it's like, man, there is a lot of stuff, but most of us just skip right through it and just go, yeah, okay, it's cool. But, man, it's like you kind of got to wonder how much access is out there to the stuff that we download and play these days.
Yeah, it's creepy, right? But
remember, this came right on the tail end of them going, that stuff you got from Discovery, yeah, you're not going to have it anymore. So
yeah, that kind of sucks. And again, I know I'm not going to start that discussion, but again, it's something that everybody out there needs to be cognizant of and wary of, regardless of you to support the digital ecosystem or not. I'm not against the digital part, but I think there is a certain level of preservation that we have to keep. And we've seen it in movies. It's not only about movies and content being deleted from servers and stuff like that as well, but it's also people changing the original vision of films and stuff too, of going back and re-editing them to make them more socially acceptable and stuff like that, where you're not getting the original vision of the film anymore. We remember back in the day when he changed a few things with E.T., and there's been other films since, and I'm like, I don't want that. Like, I want to see the original unedited kind of versions of the content I've actually paid for. That's why they say like a lot of your old Disney films, if you still have the VHS tapes these days, you might have the original raw sort of version of a lot of that, because a lot of it's getting edited and changed and adapted. And I don't know, man, like it's I wouldn't say it's scary, but it's kind of concerning.
Yeah, I like buying physical discs for movies and things like that. I've got a fairly large collection of movies. I usually will make my own digital copy and throw that on my Plex server. So I've got that easy access, but at the same time, I've got that physical disc that I can always fall back to if I need to, and I don't have to worry about anyone changing the movie on me. Stays as is.
That is right. Whew. All right. Well, that kind of brings us to the end of the show. We are going to get ready to do the draw, but just before we do that, I will bow out for a quick second, and you guys can get your questions ready from any one of my crazy co-character people that we've seen. I don't know if Paul's ever seen Handy Andy before, but I'm sure we get.
No, I've only seen Clitoris in the other one. I mean, Cletus in the other one.
But anyway, guys, get your questions ready. Hang on, I gotta do this, I guess. And you want Arnold, Cletus, Safe House Sam, or Handy Andy? Who's got questions?
Chat. Looking
Come
for
on,
questions.
chat. Come on. You guys know this part of the show happens every single week. You should have this shit ready to go.
Oh, there's a question for Arnold.
Arnold always sends you a Christmas. Okay, Arnold, yes. Go ahead. It's from the Game Complainers.
Arnold,
did you get any sorry. I'm sorry.
Go
I'm
ahead.
used to being,
go ahead, sir.
I'm used to being on the show with him. I'm so used to
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Where'd it go?
It's all yours.
Go ahead, Paul. You can read it, the question.
Arnold, did you get any maids on Black Friday?
Of course I always get the maids on Black Friday. My house is filled with them. We have amazing time. But instead of Black Friday usually comes around Thanksgiving. Let me tell you, I was very busy upstairs and I was stuffing her Christmas turkey. Yes, sir. I love the maid. It's made for you. The Minute Maid is what I give her a nickname now.
Let's see. Hey, Cletus, are you excited for Christmas?
Hey, Lady Cletus here. I'm always excited for Christmas, Shavers. Christmas is a great time of the year. The best part is you never know what you're going to find in your stockings. Usually my stockings got cat shit or something in them, but Christmas is a great time of the year. Around my house, it's we spend a lot of time around the tree and drinking moonshine and getting silly. And and we have a lot of relatives over sometimes, and we get a little bit closer than normal. That's really good. As I say, the closer the kin, the better the skin. It's even better on Christmas. Yes, sir. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Let me tell you, we're gonna have some Christmas children here by next spring. Let's bring it on. Yeah, that's how we do it around here. You gotta love a good stuffed pig too on Christmas. Yeah, good little ham.
Hey, Handy Andy, would you like that girl to be twerking on the top of you like she was twerking on the top of the car in the Grand Theft Auto trailer?
All right, gotta bring old Handy Andy here. Hang on a sec. Really shifting gears
the chair
here, guys.
over.
Shifting the chair. There we go. Gotta start the old camera, I guess, and then I gotta bring in the old thing here.
I didn't realize Handy was a prop, or I would have probably put him off.
Oh yeah.
What was the question again,
Paul?
Would you like that girl to be twerking on top of you like she was twerking on top of the car in the Grand Theft Auto trailer?
Well, hey, it's Cerebral Paul. I've been waiting for you to come on the show, you old bastard. Oh, man, I would love it if she was twerking while I'm looking. Oh, my God, the GTA 6 game looks freaking amazing. I can't wait. It's like 2 years away, which means I'm going to be about 17 maybe by the time it comes out. Anyway, I'm old enough to stuff your guts, baby. Let's go. I want to be twerking. I want to be working. I want to get some booty up in here. Let's go. Sorry, Coolcat Terri. I know you're coming back here. It's good to have you back, lovely lady. I know I'm a pervert. I can't help it, but most of us guys are, even the ones who secretly try to act all nonchalant about it. But look, what can I say? We love round things, tires, boobs, buns. It's all good. I like your pussy, by the way. Can I stroke it?
Why am I thinking Handy Andy isn't allowed to have kids come by and trick or treat on Halloween? But
trick or treat.
Let's see. Where are we there? Oh, there we are. Now we're back to Arnold. Arnold, why are you not in GTA on the beach?
Come on, it should have been a GTA on the beach. I don't know. I'm sitting here waiting for the phone to ring. They haven't called me yet to be in the game, but I want to be there. I could be like the special character. I could be like, the cranky old guy on the beach still lifting the weights, in the 70s and all that stuff. I mean, they should have a real representation of somebody like me in the video game world, but they don't do it in Grand Theft Auto 5. They'll make imitations of me, but I mean, you can't imitate greatness. So come on, get the phones ringing and put me in there.
I think Arnold would look like a beached whale on the beach at this point, but let's see. Somebody's asking where Safe House is, and then somebody asked, Safe House, thoughts on Jeff Keighley?
Okay, I'll let Safe House take this one over. That guy's crusty. My God, he makes me look innocent.
What's going on, you bunch of cock asses? It's gonna be here. Let me tell you, Jeff fucking Keighley. Jeff fucking Keighley can do a fucking wheelie. That guy, honest to God, that guy is a suit if there ever was one. All I know is I want to know what kind of kinky shit he be doing with fucking Kojima up in there. I mean, every fucking show, whether they got a game or not, that some bitch talking about fucking Kojima. I mean, I played Death fucking Stranding. I felt like I was stranded in death. I thought I was walking through the abyss, walking across rock after rock, getting attacked by shit I couldn't fucking see. It was like being, oh my God, it was like Death Stranding reminded me of some of the dates I used to go on, walking forever to get fucking nowhere. That's what it was. You get to your girlfriend's house and she fucking disappearing on you too, and shit following you around, and you got fucking Norman Reedus and his bottle fetus. God fucking damn.
I love making Noof do that voice because he's gonna tear his throat out. I'll be nice to you right here. We're gonna go to one in the end here. But Arnold, who would win in a fight, Dreadpool or RWK88?
I'm going to put it simply on Dreadpool in the chat because I know Dreadpool in it. First of all, a guy who has an amazing beard like Dreadpool is probably going to be a very tough bastard because he's used to probably having it pulled on. Heck, he's pulling it out of his face and he's got to groom himself. I don't know anything about the Rock 88, RWK 88. I don't know RWK if you want to spell it Rock. It kind of reminds me of a big little cock, is what it is. Now, I'm going to put my money on Dreadpool because the guy, I know him a little bit. He's cool. No offense. RWK, you're awesome. I'm glad that you're here. But you got to go with the old school guys. They're crafty shit. And if they can't beat you in a fight, they will physically hack your computer and they will bring your house down around you.
It's not Dread, by the way. I've met him and his wife. It's his wife. She'll tag in and she'll kick our RWK's ass.
Well, his fucking wife, for crying out loud, she goes by the name of Death Dealer. I mean, what sort of a hot woman goes by the name Death Dealer? I mean, I think he knew exactly what he was getting into when he married her.
Yeah. Yep. And then the last question here. Handy Andy, where are we? I had it here somewhere. Are you Tony Baloney's son? Ooh.
Well, I could be Tony Baloney's son. It is mysterious that Tony Baloney took a long leave of absence for a little while. He was so good, and like over Gaming After Dark, and then all of a sudden he like disappeared. So I guess it's a possibility. But my question is who would be my mama? I mean, I don't think it's Princess Zelda, is it?
So many options. So many options.
I mean, there's so many options out there. I mean, it's so good. But, yeah, look, honestly, it could be. I mean, Tony Baloney just mysteriously disappeared. Gaming After Dark went off the air. I mean, what's going on? But, hey, here I am with these awesome people. The lovely bald guy below me, and the lovely lady off to the side, Give me a high five, Terry. Come on, smack that hand. Smack that hand. Ah! Oh, yeah. Don't worry. I'm still trying to get the yellow off of these teeth, but it hasn't quite worked out yet. All right. Anyway, guys, I got to go. The show is over. I think we went over time, and I got shit to do and places to be because, yeah, that's how it goes. Anyway, you guys all have a great night. We'll see you sometime soon.
Woo. There you go. Smack it. Everybody, all right. Well, it's a great show. Let's bring up the other screen. Let's get ready to do the drug. And thank you to Handy Andy and to all the cast of characters. They were awesome. And yeah, let's do this, shall we? Let's bring up the wheel of names. Make sure I got everybody on here. I think that I do. All right, let's share the screen. Wheel of names. All right, we're going to share the screen here. Adding the stage. All right. I hope you see your name in the chat. I'm just going to read them out just in case I missed anybody. So from the start of tonight, we got Jason Max, Doggy Dog 420, Darko's Dreamers, Jesse Darby, Joe Dunmore, The Game Complainers, Talus Ray, Seamus Kelly, John 907, Dreadpool, Thimber, RWK88, Lethal Papa, Cyber Gunter, Axel 1324, Casket Repair, Pang 911, Masshole, Victor Click, Newftorious, The Mag, Portal Player, Iceman LMH, and J Slayer J. Did I miss anybody, chat? Did I miss? I don't think I did. I think I got everybody, which is awesome. Oh, no, we missed the King. The King is in there. I just see him popping into the chat. He loves the show. Let's get the King on here. There we go. We've added him to the names.
Is Dreadpool on there twice? Somebody's asking why Dreadpool's on there.
No, I don't think he is. We got Dreadpool once. No, Dreadpool's only on here once. He's right there next to Thimber and RWK.
Yep.
There we go. Everybody's only on there once. And if you're not sure, if you're just tuning into the show right now, this is for a code for Shadow of the Tomb Raider, courtesy of Timothy Dixon. So thanks again for Timothy for sharing the code. And it's an older game, but he wanted to give it away, and I thought, why not? We're getting into the holiday season. Oh, Draven Arrow. I don't know if Draven Arrow is in there. Hang on a sec. Let's make sure Draven Arrow.
So.
Nope,
Cerebral
Draven Arrow
Paul's
is
not
not
in there
on
either,
there.
but that's
Who?
okay. Cerebral Paul.
That guy always defaults.
Yeah.
We should put you in honor just to see if you'd win, Paul. This would be funny. All right, because this ain't rigged because it's obviously a random click and spin thing. So all right, let's do it, shall we? Let's do it. It's good to see who wins. It's win it. There we go. That's how we should do this for every week to find out which guy I gotta bring onto the show, whether it's gonna be Safe House or whatever, All right, let's do this. Here we go. Let's spin the wheel. Darko's Dreamers! Congratulations, Darko's Dreamers. You are the winner of the Shadow of the Tomb Raider code, courtesy of Timothy Dixon. I think if you need to be following me on Twitter, because that's how I'm going to get a hold of you to send you the code. So make sure that you DM me or follow me on Twitter. If not, if I can't find a way to give you the code, I'll have to redraw in another week. So there you go. Congratulations. And again, thanks to everybody for coming out and being a part of this awesome podcast. Everybody in the chat, you're fantastic. Yeah, it's an awesome time. All right, here we go. But yeah, let's get out of here. Let's catch up with the panel and our amazing guest tonight. We'll start with our awesome guest. Glad to finally get him in here after 23 episodes. We'll look forward to having him back in the future. Cerebral Paul, you are a very busy man, I'm understanding. So let people know where they can catch up with you when you're not hanging out with us, fine folks.
Not as busy as I used to be, but still.
No, definitely not as much. Still glad to see you around and see that you're still with us. Yeah.
So you can find me on, of course, Twitter, or the X formerly known as Twitter, at Cerebral Paul 1. You can find me at Twitch at Cerebral Paul. You can find me on Mondays and Thursdays for sure on 4GQ TV. Mondays for a wrestling podcast, and then Thursdays for just 4GQ TV, which is gaming and pop culture. And then on Fridays, you can find me on Wasted with Wise, if you can believe that. So on the Wise Old Gamers channel. I think that's about it. Yeah.
Great show. Wise is a great guy. Yes, We're going to do a Halo game night ASAP here, my friend. Mental 9R. Obviously, let people know where they can catch up with you and Caffeine Entertainment.
I'm at Mental9R on X or Twitter or whatever, and Xbox and PlayStation and Steam. Pretty much everywhere you want to look, that's who I am. And of course, except YouTube, where you can find me at Mental9R. You're not going to see much, but Caffeine Entertainment is where I post the odd video. There's a few there now. I've got another one that I'm planning on as well. So, yeah, that's it. That's me. Still playing Alan Wake, almost done. I'm at the point where I'm at the final mission. Should I choose to actually go in there, I think I got to do a few more things as Alan Wake first, though.
Nice.
All right.
It's a game I got to get to eventually, but so many games on the backlog. Speaking of backlogs and things, where can people catch up with you, Coolcat Terri? Good Morning Xbox is a start, but I know you got lots of other stuff on the go as well.
So Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Eastern time, over on the Iconic Video Games channel. You can catch me on Good Morning Xbox with Axel and the rest of the crew. Otherwise, I do Twitch, Coolcat Terri, like you see here on Twitch. I do that right after I do Ubisoft games. So if you like Ubisoft, or if you just want to have a good laugh about random stuff, you can go check that out. I also have my own YouTube. I have 2 YouTube channels. Coolcat Terri is my gaming channel. I don't upload to it too much since I'm more Twitch eccentric when it comes to gaming. Otherwise, I have my car channel as well, Coolcat's Alley. So if you like car stuff, you can check that out. I do all my own mechanic work on my own car, so it's some good stuff there. And that's pretty much it. Otherwise, social media, just search Coolcat Terri. It's either going to be like you see it on the screen, or Twitter will be the exception of the rule, where it's Coolcat_Terri. Otherwise, it's like you see it on the screen.
And trust me, you want to catch her on Good Morning Xbox because she does the indie spotlight there. If you've never seen it, she picks out some phenomenal games. She's introduced me to a lot of games that I probably never would have ever touched, but thanks to her, I downloaded and enjoyed immensely. So she has some great picks over there. And as for myself, you guys know where to find me. Pretty much only in this spot most weeks, unless somebody else has me as a guest host or a guest panel member. That's Noof Nukem pretty much everywhere. I'm back here again next Tuesday. I'm sure we'll have a little bit to say about the conclusion of the Game Awards and some of the trailers that we'll see. And who knows what other topics may arise before next week. But anyway, phenomenal chat, phenomenal show, amazing guests, awesome panel as always. We'll see you next week. Take care, everybody. Catch you soon.
Night,
stay
everyone.
safe, stay happy, be
Cheers.
healthy. All the best.